2 classic zines that you can get right now. And hello everyone, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live. We are looking at classic zines today, and I am very excited by this one for a couple of reasons. First off, it is by an artist who I am familiar with back from my days in the United Fanzine organization and keeping touch with him upon my return to comics. But also, the zines that we're going to look at today are available in paper form right now, and that is Pseudo Comics Snowbuni Sample Book 23 with commentary and Fandom Team-Up number 2 30-year retrospective, lightly remastered with commentary by Jeff Wood. And this is Jeff Wood as well. This one he worked with the legendary Larry Blake, the late legendary Larry Blake. And this is a sample book with a whole number of great contributors. So we're going to take a quick look at both of these. But yes, they are available right now. You can get in touch with Jeff. You can order these right now and get your own copies, especially this one. This is history here. The zines themselves are interesting construction. They are half-page digests. They are saddle stitch. But look, the binding more replicates that of a paperback book. And so you actually have a spine on this thing, but it is a saddle stitch. And I've seen that a couple times before, but this is a really great example. Both of these are great examples. Jeff is, he's an accomplished artist in his own right, and he's a good storyteller. He also is a mechanical engineer. And so there's a level of precision and almost beauty in the form of a book like this, or in a remastering job like that, that you know he's just as precise as the day is long, and he does a wonderful job. So we're going to start with this one, and we'll close out with this one. Sample book with commentary. So basically, he does an introduction. He uses this zine as a means to introduce his character Snowbuni to the world. Snowbuni is a sexy alien super spy bunny girl of the species Sylvology. She was created and has been published continuously for over 40 years now by cartoonist Jeffrey H. Wood under his Pseudo Comics imprint, including appearances in small press fanzines, independent publications, online webcomics, now offline, and an eponymous website, mostly offline. So he's getting back into print, and he is sharing what he's got. This is the 3rd printing of this book. Just made another printing in February. So as we do this, it's just about a little over a month ago that he went back to press, which may be why I have a copy, and it looks great. Notice the beautiful color on this one. And Snowbuni is, you know, kind of the sexy alien super spy bunny girl. So, you know, it's his chance to do some furry type stuff, some good girl type stuff. And this is not by him. This is, well, excuse me. Story is by Hubert Bartels, art by Mike Segarra. Jeff was the editor on this. And Jeff has been really good. I know he does like to keep a level of consistency across all of his products, but he is good about sharing his character and letting people do stuff with it, as long as, you know, they don't, you know, take it too far off the reservation. Jeff is also a big member of some of the furry and anthropomorphic fanzines and appas and that type of stuff. So that's where I'm guessing a lot of these friends came from. This is a Jeff Wood piece right here. So this is his modern version of his, well, characters Shanda the Panda and Terry the Cricket by writer Mike Curtis, art copyright Jeff Wood. So this is kind of how he's drawn these days. A lot more angular, I've noticed. And I think we've got some, well, we'll look in the Fandom Team-Up to see his older stuff. Or we could just look right here. because this looks a lot more like what I'm used to seeing. This is a wonderful piece by Robert Guthrie. I mean, look at the artwork. And this is Kit E. Cat by Lightning Comics. And Jeff did the story on this, and Robert did the art. And the art is awesome. Some cool stuff here. But anyway, you can see it's a nice, there's some newer Jeff work. Old Zipatone artwork. Old joke, but the zombie villains never get stale. And here's some more recent Jeff as well. Jason Waltrip. And you can see he goes from full color to no shades at all, straight line work. Francis Mao was always a favorite artist of mine back in the 80s, and this is an 85 piece. Gorgeous. John Morgan. This is the Georgie Horsey character, who was a talking horse character by Pseudo Comics, much less popular than Snowbuni. Terry S. Wood or Risa Shalander. Some really nice stuff, though. So you've got a little bit of sequential art, a little bit of pinup type stuff. A lot of Jeff, obviously, which is a great thing. Snowbunny wearing the spacesuit from Terry S. Wood's Wandering Star, taking on a Geiger-style alien. Looks like a little bit of a Warner Brothers homage in this one. Neat book. So it's neat. You've got some straight 4-color stuff. You've got some black and white, and the whole thing is 45 interior pages. So you're looking at a 48-page book for $9 of this quality. Beautiful white paper, not quite cardstock, but it's a lot heavier than that 20-pound stuff. It's a good book. So take a look at that, and then Fandom Team-Up. Now this is neat. There was first a Fandom Team-Up that was done by Tim Corrigan with his Mighty Guy character from CNT Graphics. And then, I'm going to have to run to the back, I think. Where was it? Well, here. Ultra Klutz, who we have profiled in the past. He and Jeff Nicholson, the artist there. So Corrigan and Nicholson did the first Fandom Team-Up, and then Jeff and Larry Blake did the second one. It's a standard team-up story. I'm not a massive fan of crossovers. I enjoy seeing the fun that the creators have in trying to write something that's interesting and something that's fun, and getting a chance to play with each other's characters and styles. But usually the stories don't measure up, just because you're kind of squeezing square pegs into round holes and stuff like that. But Jeff and Larry actually tell a pretty good story here. Not sure I ever saw the Mighty Guy Ultra Klutz one. But yeah, so what we have here is script by Jeff, editing by Larry, and then on the art, layouts and rough pencils are by Jeff. The finishing pencils and inks are by Larry. And then Larry and Susan Dorn did the letters. And so you can see you've got the inimitable Larry Blake lines, especially you can see like on the Nightshade hair. But you have the character designs, the body shapes, the posing, and the clothes of a Jeff Wood. And you can tell they put a lot of effort into making this work. They also have, as you saw here with commentary, at the bottom of every page, there are these footnotes. And I mean, there's small paragraphs talking about what's going on the page and some of the historical stuff. So Jeff really put his work in on this issue. And you've got robots, and I mean, it's fun. So here's chapter 1. It's all done. Then they do a informal Pseudo Comics interview with Nightshade. Yeah, there's the Fandom Team-Up #1, Mighty Guy and Ultra Klutz. Then we go to chapter 2, and Snowbuni has been captured, and Nightshade's been captured and is unconscious. But of course, Snowbuni breaks out, but can't wake up Nightshade. Look at that work. Larry does some amazing stuff. I mean, he does did all of this crazy texturing. I mean, I don't think there is any duotone in this entire zine. Everything is hand-drawn. So you go from pointillism in the background there to the horizontal hatching. I mean, look, he drew wood grain, for Pete's sake. Pickled Jim Maine, fried skeeter, Busby brain bits. Those are some people from the UFO days, and Maine and Keeter are still somewhat active today. Steve Keeter, obviously, much more so, because he's doing the Talking Small Press Comics with Larned Justin. Nice looking splash page, literally splash. The old UFO checklist. Now this is from 2020. So that must have been when the first printing of this was done. And so we now are wrapping up. It's a gorgeous book. Look at, I mean, just backgrounds, and I mean, Larry just went to town on his inks. Just went to town. Then you got your epilogue, and I do like the jam piece by Wood, Nicholson, Corrigan, and Blake. We looked at that earlier. The production on this, the quality of the printing is so good, and the blacks are so tight. You can see exactly what they were trying to do. I mean, like, look at this section right here. Larry does the whole thing horizontal with his pen to get the shading, and then to put this kind of reversed shadowing in with the white. You can tell he's just running whiteout over it. I mean, that looks like just a whiteout swoosh. Neat stuff. So then Jeff did Nightshade and Jeff. So he did a Nightshade story. And so this is unadulterated Jeff. So you can see the difference between his version of Nightshade and then the shared version. But then after that, Larry Blake did Larry Blake and Snowbuni. And he did a short there. And if you've seen any photos of Larry Blake, Larry nailed it. And then Bunny Tails. And that's it. A very cool book. So yeah, 2 books. Jeff Wood has them both. They're $9 a piece. I don't have a page number on this, but I'm guessing that because this is 48 pages for $9, this is probably right around the same. I'll have ordering information in the show notes. Really good stuff. This is a piece of history. This is a fantastic sampler of a classic character in small press comics history. 2 wonderful, wonderful zines. Go out and get them. And thank you so much for watching. Doesn't get much more classic than these, and to think you can own a copy. That's it for now. It's been FANzine Live. These are the classic zines, and I will catch you next time. Did I say next time? I didn't mean next time. I meant in just a couple seconds, because here at FANzine Live Classic Zines, we have a little bit of a follow-up that I want to share with you, and that is that Karl Heitmueller, who did Beat Comics that we took a look at a while back, sent me a lovely note saying that he wanted to thank me for the very nice video. It was a fun blast from the past. And then he says, 40 years ago, yeesh. And so he sent me, and I'm grabbing some stuff over here that he sent me as well. He sent me the only Well, I did not have issues 4, 5, and 6 of Beat. He could not find 4. He says he thinks that's gone. But 5 and 6 are here. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But he also sent me some stickers. He has a thing on Instagram called The Daily Superman, which is pretty cool. Tough Guy Goods and Services. He does some really cool looking artwork and graphic design work. Josie and the Pussycats. Fortress of Stuff, 50 plus years of geeky collecting at Instagram/Fortress of Stuff. So, yeah, so this is kind of a collage of Karl Heitmueller these days, but I just wanted to share this with you. Beat Comics, the first issue that we looked at was just the superhero story, where they focused on it from the spouse's point of view. And so I opened up Beat Comics, not having read it for about 40 years, and I didn't take time to look at issues 2 and 3. I looked at this cover and I thought, okay, Karl, we're doing it again, running it back. And in a way he does, because this is his character Thunderstorm, and he does it from the family point of view. But then, after a 5-page conversation with 9 people, as he calls it, we veer really hard into all sorts of cool stuff. Now, this is out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and so he's got a lot of advertising in here. I bet this thing was all over the comic shops and record shops and the like in the Lancaster area. But as you can see here, it's not just Karl anymore doing this work. He does some. I mean, obviously you can tell the stuff that he does. He has a very fantastic and distinguishable style. Kind of in a way reminds me of Wade Busby. Also because of the graphic style sense. I mean, look, Lucille's Cafe has an ad. I bet they sold it there. Story, Pencil, and Ink by Rex. Letters by Karl on this one. And then Mr. Eclectic by David Himes. So you can see you got different ads. Kind of a foreshadowing, because now that he's doing the, where is it? Come on, lift it up. The Daily Superman. He does a tribute to his Superman, his love of Superman. Kind of neat how he's kept with it all the year. Story by Carrie Stetler, pencils, letters by Karl, inks by Stacy Stambaugh. So he's doing a lot of, here's a little story about computers. Fun. Nice pinup piece. I like how he has kind of a classic or commercial style cover, and then you flip it over and you've got this really inconvenient, or not inconvenient, that's the wrong word, but a little bit of a original style. The same thing happens here. This time it's very sci-fi retro type stuff. But yeah, so he does it again. A piece by E. Michael and Dizzy Graphics. Look at this. So cool. He did a neat story. Real life origins of superheroes. These are funny. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider at a science exhibit. That night, he lost his hair in clumps. A few months later, he died of leukemia. Bruce Wayne witnessed the violent murder of his parents. For the rest of his life, he was really bummed. This is interesting. It's a story, a diary type story about the release of, it's the story of REM's album Green, which at the time in the 80s was a huge release. It was REM's first release on Warner Brothers Records, and it's about how he took a copy to a REM concert and was able to get in the back, and he almost got himself a signed copy, but it ended up not happening. And in fact, I want to say, this REM, the GOP, and Me, It's talking about election night and how the Green Album came out the same day as Election Day. So he's got another story in there. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. So yeah, Beat Comics. Karl Heitmueller, you are a dude. Thank you so much for sending these along. And that's it for now, everybody. This time I will say, this has been FANzine Live. We have had bonus classic zines, and I will catch you.